Hey guys, this is a quick tutorial to show you how you can turn the Showit wireframes into a functional website. I'm going to take you through the planning and the design process of a homepage for a made-up project. But before I move on to the design, I just wanted to give you a quick background of the Showit wireframes. I created the Showit wireframes based on my design sprint research. I surveyed several designers and the majority of them came back saying that they prefer to design their client's website directly in Showit and miss the prep work like sketching, building wireframes in third-party programs like XD, Figma or Sketch, turning those into a visual design and then developing the website in Showit. They skip this process. So based on this research, I realized having pre-style sections in Showit can really benefit designers. It can help you to streamline your design process, save you time and make you more money because you are not building every section from scratch for desktop and mobile because the canvas is already pre-built. So, as I mentioned earlier, the wireframes are basically pre-built canvases you can choose from when mapping out the layout of each individual page. They are really easy to use, you just stack them one on top of the other like you would be building a house using Lego bricks. So now I'm going to take you through how you can utilize them to create your next project. I like to start first with mapping out the layout of the page I'm going to build. And for this, I like to use Adobe XD, but you can also use Photoshop or Illustrator, whatever program you are more comfortable with. I like using XD because it allows me to create the style sheet with all the colors, fonts, and any components I might be using for the design. Mapping out the page is a really quick process. All I'm going to do is just upload sections as images I will be using for the page layout. So let's get started. That I created a page layout, I can start mapping out the page in Showit. So I already created a new page, it's blank, and now I'm going to start uploading the chosen wireframes. So I go to the page and I add new canvas. In here, I have to go to my sites because that's where all the sites are actually pre-built. But when you upload the share keys, everything will be sitting in your library here. So to get started, I'm going to start with the menu kit. And for this one, I chose navigation 16. This style consists of two types, which is the opening navigation and the closing navigation. So as you can see, this is the desktop version and this is the mobile version. So I'm going to go for this one, and I just want to make sure that I apply my fonts and colors. There we go. So I've got it on both. And what I like to do is make the changes as I'm going along because it's much easier for me to do it then. So for this one, I choose the brown color and choose the brown color. So the next one is going to be the closing canvas of the navigation. So I just have to go back to new canvas, my sites, menu kit, and find the closing navigation 16, which is this one. So this is the desktop version and this is the mobile version. I just want to make sure that I apply the fonts and colors again. Again, change the icon color for both. That's it. So this is the navigation done. The next is going to be the cover. And for the cover, I chose cover 9, which is this one. So this is the desktop version, this is the mobile version. On my fonts. And I just move it one up. So everything else is absolutely fine there. So the next one, we have about section. So again, mine sites, move to about kit, and I chose about 1, this and this. Fonts, that, and The next one is gonna be services. So find the services kit, and we're going for services 7, which is this one, and this one. So apply fonts, which is here, and we just move them one above. After services, we're going to go for testimonials. And for this one, I chose testimonials 2, which is this and this. And apply fonts and colors, just move them one above. And after this one is going to be blog. So we find the section, and I chose blog 9. So basically, I would like to feature the latest blog posts, which is this one here. We just move it up. And after this one is contact, which will be the booking form. And for contact, I chose contact form 6, which is this one. Apply my fonts and colors. Just move it one up. And the final is footer. And for the footer, I chose footer 14, which is this one here. So apply, and just move it on up. So there you go. So this is the layout which I chose for the homepage I like to build for my website. There you have it. This is the layout of the page. I am going to restyle now. So this is the desktop version. You can see there. And this is the mobile version. And now I'm going to start restyling it with the content, images and text I want to pop into the page. So the first thing I'm going to start restyling is the navigation. So I'm going to get rid of the text, and I'm just going to upload a logo. So I've got this one here. And I'm going to go a logo, just make it a bit smaller. And that's going to go there. And then same, just make it a bit smaller. And it's going to go there. Okay, so that's my navigation done. I don't really have to do pretty much anything else apart from update the closing navigation. So here I like to, again, remove this one and add the logo. This people. Same is going to go there. In actual fact, just quickly check the sizing of this one. So it's equal. So that's 99 and 28. So it's 99 and 28. That's it. So this one is done. Now I like to pop an image here. So the image I'm going for is this one here. I'll maybe just leave it at 50. Okay, perfect. So that's that. I want to make sure that the icons match the color I chose, which I'm going for the brown one. And the same is going to be on the mobile version. And here, all I have to do is just change the navigation buttons. So this one is going to say our story. Let's just make it a bit bigger. This one is going to say our offerings. Just make it a bit bigger. This one is going to say now. This is our musings. And then this is just going to say visit us. So just want to make sure all of this perfect. And let's just these space that correctly. Perfect. So that's my navigation done. We're going to move on to restyling the cover. So on cover, I don't have to do much because the font and the color is exactly as I wanted to have it. So that's perfect, the color is fine, and all I have to do really is just pop the images in there and just change the welcome text. That's all. So start with the images. And for this one, I'm going to go over to this one. And then this is going to be the next image, which will roll in. So that's the view 1. And now I'm going to turn it to view 2, just this one. And an image which will go into view 3. In actual fact, this is a wrong image, so let's just change it to this one. And view 3 is going to have this image, and this little image is going to be the same image as the main image in view 1, which is this one here. Okay, so if I go back to view 1, I just want to change the text, and the text I want to use is this one here. So just go to position. This one here. So that's fine. We go to view 2. And view 2 is this one, and then view 3 is this one here. So let's just check it on mobile. So that's view 1, that's view 2, and that's view 3. So this is the cover section. Actually, before I move on to the next section, I might just make the font bold, and also will align it left. That's already left. Bold. And then this one is going to be bold. And the same, it's going to be bold. Bold. And bold. That just looks better. It just kind of stands out much better. So now we're going to move on to About section. And as you can see, because I made sure that when I uploaded the About, I use my fonts and my colors, I need to adjust the size of that canvas slightly. And I'm going to change the style to heading. Just move it down slightly. And I also would like to upload a small logo. Just this one. Okay, and actually I'm going to make it bigger because I'm going to add a read our story button there. So I would want people to click on the button and then it will take them to another page. So I'm going to quickly make a button. And it's going to say button is going to say read story. But the style has to be, in actual fact, I'm going to do it normal size. So we have to adjust the button slightly. So I'm going to do 200. And this can also be done. That's perfect. Okay, and I'm just going to do the same here. So again, I have to adjust the size. Make the button. Make it white and make it normal, so it stands out to be forward. Actually, I don't like the button that wide, so I'll just do 175. Okay, that's my logo. Make it slightly smaller. This I'm gonna go for heading. Bring it slightly down, so this can go slightly down, and the logo will go slightly up. And that's the About section done. Move on to Services section. So the first thing I'm going to do is rename this, and this is going to be called other offerings. So let's just make it bigger. Put that there. And we're gonna also rename the services. So this is gonna be premium coffee blends. So I'm just gonna make this one slightly smaller. This is gonna be the beautifully crafted cakes. And the third one is the coffee club. So the same is going to happen here. And coffee club is fine. So we just need to adjust the line. Which is fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these because I'm just going to add small icons for each canvas view. So what I need to do is just add a shape and position. I'll do 75. And the color of that one is going to be white. And I'm going to do the same here. So going to be white. And this might be actually 50. And that one is going to go into this corner here. And around the corner. Okay, that's perfect. So now I'm going to upload a small icon, which for this one, I'm going to go to this. And this shape size is going to be probably 60. Now I have to make it a bit smaller. Hold it 50. Yeah. Perfect. And then here, just make it smaller. And this is going to be probably 30. Now we're just going to change the primary image. Which is this one here, and the background of this section, which I want to go for this yellow. The same is going to be for the button. It's going to be yellow. I like to use a heading, and the name of the service is Premium Coffee Blends. So let's just do that, and we change the color to white, which is perfect, and make the text box slightly larger. So remove the price because we don't need the price there. And that. So this is the first canvas in desktop. We do the same in mobile. Change this to heading. No, I'm actually going to do it on 2 lines, which is fine. And I'll do this one to 70. And change the color to white. Move this one slightly down and change the color of the button, which is yellow. So I'm going to do the same on the view 2 and I'm going to do the same on view 3. I'm going to do the view 2 and I'll just show you a small trick I like to do. So on view 1, I already changed the name of all of these services. And just to save myself time, what I like to do is just copy these and go to view 2 and just pop it in there. And all I have to do is just go back to the previous services and just delete them. So it will be this one, this one, this one, this one. And all I have to do is just move the line onto a second service. Just make it slightly smaller and do the same here. Just move it down. That's the underline. And I just make the underline slightly wider so it actually underlines the whole text. And what I usually like to do is just put it underneath of the service 2 because I know it goes underneath of service 2. That's just for me because that's how my brain operates. Again, we are removing the numbers. I need to change the image. And I'm going for this one. Just keep it 50. The background color, which is this one. And again, we kind of change this little bit. So all I have to do is just copy this and go to view 2, delete that, and paste it because it's going to paste it exactly in the same spot. And all I have to do is just change the name of the service. And this is slightly longer, so let's just put it in position. So this is great. However, this one is going to be the brown color. The same will apply here. Here we go. Oh, sorry. Wrong color. This one here. Now, I noticed that the Book Now button, I don't have it separately. I have it as a global component. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the button and I'm going to actually pop it into the view 2. So it will be sitting individually. The reason for that is because I like to change the color of the button. So again, if I go to view 1 and I cut this one and I pop it into view 1, it will sit just in view 1. And that way, that's the orange color. So I'm going to do the same for the service 3, which is the view 3. I need to delete that. I'll go to the list of services delete this one, pop it in there, and just move the line down. And just move this line down here and make it a bit shorter. That's it. Change the image. And the image I'm going for is this one. And again, change the background here. And I'm going for the red color. And again, I just copy and paste the text in the same position. So this one is Coffee Club. Didn't delete the rest of the text. That's that. But I like to have it white, so I just change the color to white and do the same. Oh, that's already white. Okay. And the color of that is red. And the last thing I need to do is just copy the button, which is here, and change the color of the button. There you go. So we have the service section done. Actually, before I move on to the next section, I actually forgot that each image is supposed to have this icon as well. So I need to copy and paste this into each canvas view. And the icon for this one I like to use is this one here. Select that and do the same for the canvas view 3. And for this one, I like to use this one here. So now every single one has got one. Perfect. Let's move on to the next section. Look at the testimonial section, and what we're gonna do is I just want to change text, and I'm gonna position it right. And here I'm just gonna change to what people say about us. And the same thing there. I'm going to have to make it a bit smaller there. Just do 25. And do right. Okay, I might have to move this line slightly. This one, I'm going to extend it to 70. And this one, I'm probably going to do 350 to make it bigger, and move the arrows slightly down. The same here, which is fine. So basically the arrows are as a global component, so it's not part of view 1 or view 2. The only thing I'm going to do is just make sure that the actual testimonial is positioned in the same place in a view 2 as well, because I moved it slightly. So all I have to do is just copy, go to this one, delete that one, and paste it there. So that's the testimonial section done. So now we're going to move on to the blog section. But because the blog is already built as it should be, it's built in canvases. So there will be basically 3 blog posts featured. So it's view 1, view 2, and view 3. For this demonstration, I'm just going to remove them from the view, from the canvas view, and I'm just going to put them into one so you can actually see all 3, one next to the other. Okay, so you can see what the layout is going to be like. So all I have to do here is basically just change the headings. It's this one there. And the category, this is going to be coffee. This is going to be cakes. And this is going to be coffee again. Okay, so let's just have a quick look on the mobile version. Perfect. And all I have to do now is just put the images in there. So for this one, we're going for that one. This one. This one. And the last one. We'll go for this one. Perfect. And let's just have a quick look on the mobile version. Perfect. So that's the blog version done. Just before I move on to the next section, I like to do like an intro for the blog. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to quickly insert a blank canvas, which I'm going to put just above the blog. And this is going to be blog intro, because I like to put just the intro text there. I will do it 100. And this is going to be 50. And all I have to do is just put a text there, that's all. So if I put a heading, and make it slightly larger. Okay, so that's basically the intro for the blog post, for the featured blog post. So now we can move on to the next section, which is the contact form. Now I'm going to restyle the contact form, which is, in my case, going to be a booking form. So just want to change the style here to heading. Change the text. And do the same on mobile. And here, I just want to change the layout of the contact form slightly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change some of the sections, which this one is going to be renamed. And I want this one to be uppercase. What I also need to do is just change the label as well. So that's going to be date of arrival. Then this is going to be a time of arrival. Again, it's going to be uppercase. And I need to change the text property as well, which is down the variable, and make this slightly smaller. Now, I want to separate this line to make it look exactly the same as I have it one above. So all I have to do is just copy that and bring it one down. And all I have to do is just remove this section and copy this form input, slightly shorter, and here I just want to know the number of people arriving. So move this one down slightly. And all I have to do is just copy this line and paste it down here. I just need to change the letter case to uppercase. Move it slightly up. And copy this and make sure that I change the text property here as well, which is number 3 arriving. So I'll remove the in subject. So that's perfect. And the last thing what I want to do is just move the submit button, and I kind of want to put it in the middle. And also what I might do is I'll make change the font as well. So now the form, the canvas can actually be brought up slightly. It doesn't have to be that long. And let's just check the view too. So just checking text, that's fine. That's fine. And all I need to do really is just change I like to change the background color. And I want to go for this color. Okay, so that's the booking form. The section we have left to restyle is the footer now. So all I want to do here is update the footer navigation. Make it slightly longer. Might have to just move these slightly right and create a bit more space. That's it. And okay, so it looks like the color of these hasn't changed. Let's just check the mobile. Okay, I'm gonna rename this. Location, and then we're just gonna change the text here. Move this one. And just want to make it slightly smaller. And just move these icons slightly down. So, and just want to make sure that I change the color of the icons as well. And also, although you can't really see these lines, but I know that they're black and I like them brown. And the same is going to be for the icon as well. Okay, and all I have to do now is just pop the images in here. And this is basically representing the Instagram. These are static images, so you can either link every single image to Instagram, or you can just create an overlay. So all you have to do is just use a rectangular and remove the background color and just do a whole overlay. Or you can just link the text to Instagram. So when somebody clicks on it, it will basically take them to your Instagram page. One last thing I like to do, I would just like to add a small logo here. So what I'm going to do is just copy this design there and just pop it in here. So change the background color, do it brown, and just change the logo. And we're going for this one. Perfect. So that's the whole page basically restyled. The last thing what we've got left to do really is just to preview the page and just to see how everything is laid out and if everything is working correctly, linked correctly. I know before I do that, I need to check the hamburger menu. So the icon needs to be linked to the closing navigation 16. So let's just make sure that it's done in action. So that's closing navigation 16. And that basically applies for both mobile as well as desktop. So now let's just preview the page. And I'm using quite a wide screen, so I'm just gonna make it slightly smaller. And let's have a look then. So that's the page we built together. So that's the navigation. Oh, the logo is moved slightly, so that's fine. We can just move it to position. That's the scrolling gallery. We've got the offerings. Testimonials. These would be the featured blog posts when your website or your homepage will be live. So this page will have to be built as part of WordPress. And then we have the booking. And here is the footer. So there you have it. This is how you build a fully functional page using the wireframes. The wireframes are there for you to use as the foundation for your page layout. You can use them as they are, or you can just use some of them. You can also change some of the layout of the sections. The choice is really yours. I hope this tutorial will help you to better understand the value these wireframes can bring into your design process, because the whole purpose of this is to make your life easier. So thank you so much for sticking around, and I'll see you next time.